right, Olivia. Just lift your knees and just walk right into the fantasy world where there's no Christians, no churches, no God, or no Bibles. Just go and have a nice flight. There you go. Wow!
Welcome back, fellow Christians, to another episode of the Unofficial Tokucast. And I think before we introduce ourselves, I think we should all hold hands and pray that this episode goes well, and that a lot of people see it.
Praise Him! Bow your heads. Get ready for the prayer.
Holding hands.
I will lead you on.
All right.
Heavenly Father.
Okay, go ahead.
Heavenly Father,
who art in heaven.
Father,
who art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come
on earth.
My kingdom come
on earth
as it is in heaven.
This is a great bit. No, keep going.
Alright, amen. Alright, that's it.
Amen. Amen.
You know what I'm doing?
That
That's like from like. Have you ever seen that bit in Aqua Teen where like the fruit Bible people come in and they start praying and it's just all gibberish?
So this time we watched my favorite Toku series, Bibleman.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Spork.
Who are you?
Know. You
Saint
fucking
Spork.
know who I am.
You have to introduce. This could be someone's first episode.
Sporktown.
Yeah.
I love Bible. I love Christianity. I'm a devout.
I love Bible. I love men.
I love Bibles. I'm pure.
I'm King Protus. There's only one true king, though. His name is Jesus
Christ. Amen. Amen.
That's true. True that. Amen. True that, brother.
True that. Peace out. I am the saint of the Kazoo, and the Kazoo sings the word of God.
Tell him.
You know.
Tell him.
Tell him. Praise him.
So.
And I'm Father Cheesy for today's episode.
Father Cheesy.
You call me Daddy Cheesy.
I thought they ran Father Cheesy out of town after what he did last sermon.
Yeah.
Well, in my defense, she said.
Oh no!
Christ! You brought it there. You brought it there.
I did not have to go there at all.
All right.
I mean,
okay,
hey,
so anyway,
it makes it more like a church if there's underage
anyway, like
children
it's realistic sport, just like Bibleman.
Yeah.
But and anyway, just like Sister Spork over here was saying, today we watched Bibleman. Well, we watched 2 episodes of Bibleman.
Yes.
Yeah.
We watched like the first canonical episode of Bibleman, and then I think we watched the final episode of Bibleman's Adventures.
Shin Bibleman.
Yeah.
Wait, actually,
I
think that was the first episode of season 3, which is Bibleman Adventures.
It seemed like it was the first episode. Yeah.
Well, in the opening they have like all those like different suits, so it led me to believe there was like.
I mean, there's been Bibleman dating back like to the Crusades, you know. Bibleman's been.
Yeah, there's always been a Bibleman.
There's always been a Bibleman.
So
we are truly the Bible.
Just to like explain a little bit. So Bibleman is like this long-running, like apparently it ran from 95 to 2010 and has been rebooted recently. I think a few, like 5 years ago. It is a direct-to-video series that's like obviously Christian, aimed towards children. It's got a lot of cheesiness to it, but like it's definitely still serious, and it's definitely still trying to be. I mean, it's definitely trying to like impart messages like to the children. And it's not supposed to be like a total parody.
It's kind of self-aware.
It's a little self-aware. They like to do. They like that fun.
Especially when it comes with the villains. Like Bibleman would be kind of super serious.
Yeah.
But the villains are like always goofing about.
And
they're very likable.
In the first season, it was like. Bibleman was like way too dry, but I think in Adventures they made him better.
He's got that Davy and Goliath energy to him, where he just like, well, Kayla, God sends the greatest problems to his best soldiers.
He says that in both episodes we watched, I think.
Oh shit!
So And just to explain, like, because I took some notes, so if we want to dive into the plot of the first episode that we watched.
Yeah.
So Miles Peterson
All right.
he was a mild-mannered salaryman.
He had
who
it all.
was given up on life.
Wait, no.
He
He had it all.
Yeah,
He
had
was
it
rich.
all.
Power,
Cash, money, and
influence,
fame.
Women.
And then he gave it all away. He threw his freaking his salaryman shirt off, and he became a monk. Just kidding. He became Bibleman.
He
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
No
he
amount-
has his briefcase, and he's just like somewhere, and he just throws it everywhere, and just like he
Yeah.
just falls on the ground, like he's totally given up. And then
He unearths a Bible.
and in the
despair.
dirt, there is a Bible, and then
An omen.
an array of light. He knows the true path, and he becomes a Bible man.
So it wasn't him like reading the Bible and connecting to it. It was him literally finding the Bible. Moments later, God speaks to him directly.
He was like, "Wait a minute, God exists. I can turn to God."
So it's
Oh my god.
kind of a Green Lantern
Bible
thing,
shit's
kind of a
real.
Green Lantern story.
It kind of
He
is
just shows
a
it, yeah, it's
kind of
kinda
is a
real.
Green Lantern,
Yeah.
thing, except for in Adventures, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I was kind of in my head. I like to imagine it's like that one scene from like original Batman where he trains all those years and he's all like, "I need a symbol, something that criminals will
Yeah.
run from fear." And then out of the
He just
window,
looks-
a fucking
yeah.
a bat crashes through the window. But in Bibleman case, a Bible is just thrown through the window. Like, I know the Bible.
Sinners are a cowardly lot. I shall adorn this Bible attire.
They hate organized religion, as all criminals
I
do.
just think it's really funny that this is the guy who directed and wrote at least the first one that we watched. He also played Bibleman, and
Yeah.
I think it's really funny that his ideal for the superhero is not like a reverend. It's not someone who's been like religious their whole life. It's a man who like found religion later and like redeemed himself.
You have to have your lowest point.
He's like Captain America, you know. He wasn't born like the strongest guy, but he had like a big heart.
He had a
you
big
know?
Bible.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was
the big
his
Bible.
that was his
It was-
toughest battle he gave to that rich businessman, but he overcame it, and he
He was
became
packing. He was packing a
Bible
huge
man.
Bible. And in this first episode, there's this villain called the Shadow, and I think his full name is the Shadow of Doubt, and he's obviously like gay coded, very much like a
Very
Riddler-esque
gay
villain.
coded.
And
He wears like skin tight like latex. He's a big bulge, and he has this like skimpy little like mask that's made of paper mache. It's very bad.
and
looking.
he moves around like a theater
does
kid.
ev-
So you know.
Yeah,
Yes.
he is a theater
Big
kid.
theater kid energy.
all of Bibleman's villains
Yeah.
are theater kids.
You know, before we get too far into this, I want to walk this back just a second. Just thinking about Bibleman's origin, there are like way more fucked up origins in the Bible that are sent from God, like fucking Job and shit. You could make Job a superhero with all the shit that
There
happens
are a
to
couple
him.
superheroes. Samson.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Samson.
Samson's pretty based.
No, Moses.
All the based ones.
Yeah.
Jacob.
He should have.
Kane.
Bibleman should have been like Shazam, where like his name is like an anagram is an acronym for like different people in the Bible, right?
His name should have been like Luke 3:16 or some shit.
His name should have been Luke Skywalker.
Well,
That's what he
speaking of Luke Skywalker,
Yeah.
He
yeah,
has a lightsaber.
Bibleman's weapon of choice is a golden lightsaber.
He throws it out of his
Fish
wrist and he
saber.
grabs it, and then the laser comes out.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping like it would be like a cross lightsaber,
Yeah.
you know?
I
like,
was,
pretty good.
dude, I was like, when they cut to it and it wasn't fully in frame, I was hoping, please, God.
They probably
Please, dear sweet baby
they probably
Jesus, let there
intentionally
be a
didn't do
cross.
that because they probably were like,
Which is sad.
Yeah, they
Yes.
don't want Bibleman beating somebody over the head with a cross. He can do that through speech, you know.
Well,
He could do that by reciting Bible verses, which is like his main superpower.
and it wasn't
Yeah.
until Kylo Ren that we saw. Oh my God! You literally posted the picture as I was saying this. Kylo
Yeah,
Ren was the true
this
the
image.
true crossbearer.
Yeah.
yeah. If Bibleman ever had to like turn his sword over, then they wouldn't want to do that.
Oh my god.
So it's just really funny because it kind of jumps into like very. So what? This was '95. I don't know when the Power Rangers came out. Was that a little before then?
I think
Yeah.
it was early.
It definitely
90s.
has like Power Rangers energy, where there's like like the secret base where Bibleman hangs out with his sidekick, and They have a computer that talks to them, and they could analyze data and stuff. It's very
It's his sidekick. It's his sidekick.
His first sidekick is a black man named Coates, who is some sort of army officer. He's like ex-military. He's got like the
He's like snow camo.
He's got like snow camo pants, like a beret, the fucking like shit on him, like he's decorated.
And according to the Wikipedia page for Bibleman, Coates left the team for unknown reasons. Probably some sort of the best we could assume is some sort of contract disputes or something.
I just want to imagine like an in-universe reason being all like, I gave up that cross a long time
I imagine him as like an A-Team or like a G.I. Joe character who's just like really in a war and then he found God.
Yeah.
What if like Coates goes up to Bibleman and is like, Bibleman, I don't believe in God anymore, and he's like, what dastardly villain tricked you? No, I just kind of came to my own logical
I went on r/atheism.
You know, real talk though, guys called Coates, never once in a coat.
No.
Fuck that.
Probably was the summer when this episode takes place.
So as we said, like Shadow is the main villain of this. What he's doing in this episode is he's targeted this little girl who her name is Kayla, and her parents fight all the time. So he's like, I'm gonna put the shadow of doubt in your brain. He gives her like a little box.
Right.
For some reason, his power is connected to like boxes you need to open.
Yeah. He leaves boxes in the church basement, which Kayla went in there to find paint. Why the fuck would they let a kid go in there? Because there's like boxes and shit everywhere. But whatever.
Well, they didn't know the fucking concept of doubt would be.
It's like a little chaos box that when you open it, like a fart gas flies around your head, and whenever he speaks the word doubt, his stand activates, and you're like and
the fart gas appears around your head.
And you start questioning God. You start questioning your faith in God.
And his Nen ability is activated when he says the word doubt.
That's his condition.
And Bibleman gets hit by the same gas, and Bibleman claims to be doubting, and he says he feels like
he's strong enough to keep fighting,
God or something.
But he says he's doubting God.
Right.
Yeah, he's like.
So the crazy thing to me that we learn later is that what Shadow uses, these are doubt toxins. He refers to them as doubt toxins.
From Hades.
Made by the Acme company.
And from Acme, yes. And
from Hades also.
So with these, what they do is they just amplify your doubt. So this means that Bibleman has doubt about God within him. He just suppresses it.
If you've ever been to church, or the pastors are always like, oh, everybody has doubts, but you gotta, God's real, so don't think about it.
Well, if we look at Proverbs 3:5, it tells us to trust God.
It says,
without
don't
a shadow
trust
of a
your
doubt.
emotions.
Literally, it says, do not trust your feelings. Your trust in God should be stronger than your trust in your own
Don't
feelings.
trust anything just trust in God. Just do it.
So that is the premise, or the conflict of this episode is that Bibleman can't wrestle with the doubt. So he's like, I know every Bible verse. Why can't I get through this? And then his stupid computer is like, oh, remember Proverbs 3:5? And then it says it to him, and he's like, yes, I should just stop doubting myself and God.
Wasn't it?
Was it Coates? Well, the computer actually pulled it up and said it, so I can't remember who brought it up first.
Yeah, it was Coates.
So he literally the moral of and then he tells the little girl this, and then she also just buries all of her feelings, and that is the moral.
The magic spell does not
feelings.
go away, as far as we know. They just.
The thing is that Bibleman is like, if I keep saying Bible verses, that will stop it, and it works.
He just ignores his logical thoughts.
Yeah.
The doubt toxins are like the Fox Die virus from Metal Gear. Snake has it forever. The moment that he starts Metal Gear Solid 1, he has Fox Die, and it will kill him one day, but he doesn't know when.
Else.
It's like a disease, and God is the fucking opium,
It'd be a pretty cool twist if the doubt said that, his fear, Bibleman thinks there's something in the gas, but there isn't. It was a placebo the whole time. And that was just doubt, trying to prove that he has.
So the reason the little girl is doubting is because her parents are fighting terribly, every day at home, and she's like, man, if God were real, why would my fucking parents be fighting like this? It's like,
wait, I have a question. Is it implied that they go to church with her too?
It's never
Because that's
implied.
even funnier.
It's never implied. No.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess she's only a Christian, and her
they're probably
parents
just
Because
are-
Bibleman,
yeah, I don't know.
he never once thinks about speaking to the parents
No.
about this, like saying,
Yeah.
"Look, your daughter is having like a big existential crisis over this. Maybe like get your shit together for 5 fucking minutes."
He specifically says, praying to God will not make your parents stop fighting, but God's got your back though. God got you though.
God got you. Don't worry.
Yeah, he hears you. You are seen. You are heard. You are valid.
We see
You
you.
are
We hear
valid.
you. Just keep praying.
You are valid, Kayla.
So
Oh my God.
within like this whole episode, because we kind of just accidentally said the whole thing, like it is literally just how
we don't gotta
stops-
go like beat by beat.
yeah.
No, but I want to
I mean,
say,
it's like
he does have these minions. He has these little
Right.
henchies that he keeps them in like these tiny little green glowy vials, and he like throws them on the ground, and they do dances with him. It was pretty sick.
They're like red-eyed,
Yeah.
like ghouls from hell, and I guess it's implied that he's
Yeah.
from hell also.
It is, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they say
still
hell. He
Hades,
says,
right?
Hades.
He says Hades.
Do they?
Yeah, it's like I guess they can't say hell.
Did they
right?
ever explain Lucifer or Ludicrous? I mean, or is he
There's
just
another
kinda
henchman,
there?
probably.
He's like a Loki.
Yeah.
He's like Loki
like
kind
his-
of character. He just
yeah.
is always around.
He's like his lover or something.
Something
Yeah.
like
It's-
that. They're both. If you guys watch this, these characters are very gay.
Yeah, when you first start up the episode, you'll see some guy as Ludacris, and when I saw that, I was like, "What?" I was like,
It was like Dennis Tyson or something.
"Yeah."
It was like a really funny.
I was like,
name.
"Is there gonna be
It's like a-
fucking Ludacris the rapper in this? Is that gonna happen?"
Oh my god.
I don't know why his name is Ludacris,
Um,
but he's like the kind of the voice of reason. He'll like break the fourth wall to be like, we tried to do a funny joke there, but it wasn't that funny.
Yeah, he's like chomping on a banana
Yeah.
or some shit.
Yeah, I didn't like that character
Oh
very
my
much.
god. He apparently that character is like it's like the arch nemesis of that version of like
like a
Ludacris
Rita
or
Repulsa.
the
Did he
other
come-
guy?
the shadow guy.
Oh,
Yeah, I liked.
Oh.
I did not like this first season as much because it's very tongue in cheek in like an overly hammy way that I kind of dislike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
a lot of Bible verses.
A
Like
lot.
every
A lot of
moment that
Bible
Bibleman's fighting, he
Oh,
has a
yeah,
different
yeah,
verse that
true
he
that.
lays down,
Yeah,
and they're almost never relevant. It's always just about like stay firm in your faith. Romans 99 or whatever.
don't stop believing in God. I mean, yeah,
Hold on to that feeling. Streetlights, people.
yeah.
Oh.
Always trust in your parents.
Never
Tetris
do
99.
not believe in God. Never ever.
Yeah.
I am. It's so like. It's fucked. It's a fucked message. Holy
Yeah, that's.
shit.
I kind of
'Cause-
felt the episode going that way. Like halfway through, I was like, oh no, is the moral going to be like, don't doubt things? Like skepticism is just inherently bad. And yep,
Yeah,
that was the message.
That's what Christianity about.
It's and then at the end of the episode when he gets a message from Pastor Rex says like, "Good news, Bible man. Kayla's parents are getting counseling." And it's all like the thing kind of resolved itself.
Yeah.
It really had
most
nothing to do with
things.
Kayla's
Listen,
doubt.
her
could say it
parents
was
would have gotten
God.
counseling, but she might have not believed in God, so that's the problem.
Yeah.
Damn, it's like this is the opposite of dodging a bullet. Like Kayla could have had her parents' marriage fixed and also not be religious, which would be based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's weird because we never see her parents. We just hear them arguing once, whenever Kayla leaves her house to sulk outside. Kayla's just so at the church there's a bunch of kids rehearsing some sort of dumb looking play or dance routine, and she's kind of
Which
just
was
she kind of
hilarious.
just hangs around and draws pictures and shit.
Yeah.
And then Bibleman always just walks up. He's like, "Hey, Kayla, yeah, sorry your parents are fighting, but you gotta believe in God." And then at one point Kayla gets mad at him because he's not doing anything, and then all the other kids look at him like, "Damn, you did not restore her faith in God at all, dude. You
Wow,
did not
fucking
you did
suck.
not do anything, guy.
I'm looking at the Bibleman wiki page, and it seems like the character of the Shadow of Doubt has like multiple like personalities. Like he's like different incarnations every time.
He's a Loki type.
Luxor Spondra.
His name is Luxor.
That's a great name.
Yeah. And the quote under it is Bibleman's like, I have friends in high places, and Luxor says I have no friends.
Oh, maybe this is like a Legion thing since he's got many names and shit.
He goes by Dr. Fear, Master of Misery, El
Wait,
Furioso.
board game
Pride.
statistics?
Wait,
what the fuck am I looking at here?
Apparently
Oh
it's a
my
Bibleman board game.
Fear 6,
Oh my gosh.
Rage 8, Lies 7, Bitterness 4? The fuck?
Look at this image of him
Stats.
getting Joker fight.
I want to have.
The Master of
I want
Mystery.
to put myself in this board game, like doubt or with fucking like sorrow points. How many sorrow points? do I have
Sorrow
today?
4, Fear 6, Rage 3, Lies 7,
Sorrow
Bitterness 5.
maximum. If you,
The Master of Misery.
oh my, and apparently this is a very common thing to do with Bibleman villains, where they just take one villain and he's like different
Just one
every time
actor,
he shows
yeah.
up. Like yeah, like the Wacky Protester. That's like his like fourth incarnation. Because when he first appeared, he was known as a character called Primordius Rule.
That's Power Rangers.
And he was
name.
like, yeah, I love that fucking name. I think that name is fucking. I might just steal that. I might just steal that
Primordius
name.
Rule.
I don't care. And then his second form was Wacky Protester, and there's an incarnation of him called Samey Davy, and then there's Rotting Guy, which is also from the
Yeah.
episode we watch. It's I don't know. I kind of think that
Yeah,
it's
it's I mean, they probably do that in Toku shows whenever they probably have the same guys in the costumes each time.
I know in Toku shows they like to recycle like older
Yeah.
attire, and sometimes even take stuff that was like meant for like heroes, and they would like give it to villains. Like in the one Power Ranger episode where it was like 8 different like Red Rangers. Like the villains that were fighting were like the outfits from Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just fighting the Big Bad Beetleborgs.
One of my favorites of that is in the original Ultraman series. There's one episode where he just fights Godzilla, but Godzilla just has like a big flower over his neck,
Yes, he has like a
and he like
frill,
rips
yeah.
it off violently. It's awesome. I love that original
I
Ultraman
think
series
that-
so much.
I forget his name. I think it's like Jigar, or not that. That's an Indian film.
Yeah, alright,
yeah.
let's go to the second one we watched.
Yeah. All right.
So-
All right. Second.
Yeah, it was
episode.
as you said,
Second.
as Spork had said, it was kind of bad. It was like very cheesy and like not in a fun
But
way.
Bibleman
It was-
Adventures,
yeah.
that's where you gotta get in. That's where you want to get in.
Yeah.
Way higher
This is-
energy. Like
Action.
production quality is a lot more interesting.
Yeah, production value goes up.
Real
goes
fight
through the roof.
scenes, real tension.
It has that like turn of the millennium aesthetic to it, really.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
your serial
Hey.
experiments lane kind of bullshit.
The episode that we watched really fucking loved to reference Matrix. Or
Yeah, there was like
too.
at least 2.
Yeah.
And the premise itself was kind of Matrixy, but so second episode, I forget the name of it. What was it called? The freaking
it was
Heart
it was
destroyer,
like-
the oxygen destroyer.
let me I'm gonna fucking look at it right now. It was called A Fight for Faith.
Yeah.
A Fight
I have the
for
DVD
Fate.
of this right next to me, so let me read the description for you. A little bit of it. With Miles Peterson enjoying his retirement, Cypher, Bible Girl, and UNICE, that's Eunice, are introduced to their new team member, Josh Carpenter, the new Bibleman. Not to be outdone by a new Bibleman, the wacky protester formulates a plan to not only reinvent himself, but to create a world where there will be no Christians, no churches, no Bibles, and no God.
Thanos,
Love
snap.
that guy.
No more Christians.
Reality is
Alright,
what
this
I
is
make
the best
of
part
it.
though. Using his latest anti-Christian invention, the Nero Iconoclastic Skepticizer, the wacky protester lures vacation Bible school student leaders Gabriel and Olivia Phillips into his animated reconstructive transport, ART, a world where there are no rules, no faith, no hope, and no future. There you go.
Yeah, I mean that's like that's basically it. I think it's interesting. Like it seems like the guy that played Bibleman and wrote and directed the original one has departed from the series because I didn't see his name anywhere on production, and of course, like they only make references to him retiring. They just say like, "Oh, old Bibleman retired, and like we need a new one now."
They do the bit where like he's on the phone and he's all like, "Oh, hey, Miles Peterson, enjoying your retirement?" Right? And I wonder what that. I mean, did he like lose the rights to it? I thought he was like the creator of it. Maybe no, the creator is Tony Salino.
It's really funny too because like the implication is that because Bible Girl picks up the phone, I had not seen Bible Girl before, so this is my introduction to her. Yeah. Actually, and Cypher too. But so we actually see Cypher is like fighting crime in the beginning of the episode where he literally like vaporizes a guy. It was pretty funny.
They seem to be regular people, but then one of them like runs off and poofs into smoke. So it's like magic may exist in this universe just like normally, or these guys are like demons because they were stealing Bibles out of a warehouse and planning to burn them.
To burn them.
I love that they're like shooting him and like he reflects the shot back at one of them and then they're like, "What did you do?"
He said, "Where did he go?" They're just shooting laser blasts, not actually bullets.
He fucking killed them.
Yeah. He hits one with the laser blast and he gets disintegrated horribly.
I love that line he has. Is like, "Were you planning on reading those Bibles?"
Planning on reading those Bibles? Snaps in there.
He literally kills the one guy.
He said, "You planning on reading them or giving them out to people? That would be nice." And he's like, "No, we're gonna burn them." He's like, "Nah,
that would be nice."
Think so.
And there was actually one stunt that looked painful. Like one of the guys falls off like a second story rail and onto these boxes of Bibles. And like if you were falling on boxes, they would be like full of nothing. And they would have collapsed in, but they didn't collapse in.
Some of them collapsed.
So they were full of shit.
No. Some of them, there was no way you'd be able to do that with, like, just full-ass cardboard boxes. You die.
Yeah. It's probably...
That would have hurt him for a very bad way.
Yeah, that's why they vaporized him in the next scene, because he had to fucking go home. His back got broken.
They had to put him out of his misery. He just couldn't fucking handle the pain. Like, "Oh, finish me off, Cypher, please, have mercy. God has mercy, I don't." And then he lets him live.
It is really funny that, like, Cypher is not... Because they call him Bible Boy. Like, one of the guys is like, "Oh, Bible Boy." Like, why isn't Cypher the new Bible man? Like, he's literally, like, so strong and powerful.
Basically, they replaced the old black man with a new black man. This one's, instead of being, like, an army guy, this one's cool and hip. He wears like a do-rag or like a backwards baseball cap or like a weird leather shirt sometimes.
His design too is like
fucking...
very much like what you'd see from like black superhero designs in like the 90s.
Who the fuck wears a leather
This was the early, just 2004, early 2000s.
I didn't see anybody in a fucking...
We didn't know what we were doing.
I have never seen anybody wear
9/11 had just happened. We were still healing.
I've never seen that either. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, so basically, Wacky Protester has his machine called Art. He also has another computer called Lucy, Luci, which obviously, and Lucy just like shits on him. She's kind of like a computer from like Plankton's computer.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Karen.
Yeah, she's Karen.
Her name is
she's
Karen.
Always, she's always like double checking him. It's like, "Do you even know what that means?"
I mean, she's like the girl character, right? Like
the evil girl character.
Always
like Jinx.
The evil girl.
So he's like Wacky Protester is like both like queer coded and also like like neurodivergent.
He's like a Woody Allen character.
He's like supposed to be like a liberal arts.
Yeah, he's literally
art
like
professor.
The liberal arts professor that you're that the fucking right wing
that
people
turns your
online,
child
like,
trans whenever they come back from college.
Yeah. Also, he's like weirdly Jewish coded. I mean, not like entirely, but like he's got like a Woody Allen like affect to him.
He's just a Woody Allen
he was like
character,
Jerry Lewis inspired.
Jerry Lewis. Sorry, that's what I meant
know
to
why
say.
Yeah, I think on the Wikipedia page he said Jerry Lewis inspired.
Yeah. That's perfect. Remember, we were like watching like Freakazoid like a few weeks ago, and he was doing like all those Jerry Lewis impressions. That
just don't hold
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone fucking.
He's like neurodivergent. Like he'll just like say like shit that doesn't make any sense at all. He'll like mumble and like ramble and say like weird stuff. And he
really ahead of his time.
Yeah.
You know.
Kids do love Jerry Lewis references.
They love the XD random humor. You know, I don't believe in God. Waffles, LOL.
Basically, he's gonna like he makes this machine that's going to zap the brains of two community like church kids leaders and make it so that they don't believe in God anymore. So he does this and it works. And he's like, "All right, kids, gather up like 10 other children and go meet me at the building that's under construction." And they do it.
It's kind of amazing. It's kind of amazing how easy it was for him to just brainwash these children. Like, you think that he would just do this forever from now on because it works so well.
Yeah.
He built his like giant evil machine like right there in public.
Yeah. That scene was hysterical, actually. Like, he's just setting up this
cartoon dimension machine.
This like doom ray, and he in just plain sight. Like, no one's noticing. No one gives him any mind.
I get the impression that it's on like the top of a building, but I don't know. That doesn't it wouldn't make any sense either way. Yeah, so the kids are like marching there. I think they took this from like Spy Kids 1, where the kids are like brainwashed and like marching up to the portal. Cause whenever Bibleman and crew show up, the kids do like the head turn that all the like robot children do in Spy Kids 1. So it's probably with Spy Kids 1 inspired. Basically, yeah.
It would, yeah, but it's Spy Kids.
So right, the two kids, he's created this other dimension where there's no God, and all that shit that I said from the box, and they go in there, and it's like, so when I first saw this, I like clipped this out and put this on my YouTube channel. It'll probably be in the beginning of this video. I titled the video "Bibleman: A World Without God," so you could look that up to see the whole scene. But it's like the craziest depiction of like an insane chaos dimension that I've ever seen. It's like, it's crazy. I don't even know how to describe it. Like,
it's like Getty Images and clip art came over like a tie-dye shirt, and like
it's like a flat 3D plane where there's various like stock footages and animations playing, and all of them are like 2D, so you can, when the camera pans around, they're all 2D, and there's like weird clowns and shit like popping in, and just, it's so crazy. It's like the dog.
He's just like hopping.
Yeah, like,
it's like a really strange perspective where like the dog's nose and head are really big and the body's like teeny, but and it's moving at like hyper speed, and it's
like the dog.
It's like a PNG that's like flipping and bouncing and like. It's insane.
Yeah, there's like a my favorite is the tricycle girl. She's just like she has like 3 frames of animation, and they're just being played randomly like at incredible speeds.
It's very disturbing. This whole scene is very disturbing.
I want to know where those animated mice are. Those are the only actual animated thing, and they just walk around in the background.
We need to find the person who created.
They're probably just like a trace from some Disney cartoon or something. Like,
I really thought it was like a Tom and Jerry. I thought they lifted like a Tom and Jerry thing, but then it was like, oh no, they don't look like Tom or Jerry.
No, to me, it looked like some like video Brinkette shit, like some shit
like
from
a trace,
like Italy.
like a trace of characters. It did look like some certain like Disney mouse characters, but I couldn't.
It certainly didn't look original.
It was. I'm pretty sure it's not.
And I think right after this, Bibleman and his crew notice like dimensional energy anomalies.
Right.
In the computer, right?
So they can sense it. They can
just
sense
know, like,
anything
oh, wow.
wacky protesters up
Dude.
to.
And then they teleport instantly.
Well,
they have to suit up first. Sorry. Oh shit! We missed the freaking press conference scene. That was really funny too.
Oh yeah.
There's a fucking press conference.
They had a whole press conference because there was a new Bibleman, and they show their whole lengthy like transformation sequence where they all put on their armor, and it's like Bibleman's armor. There needs to be a new word defined or like made up for the way his armor looks, because it's like beyond gaudy.
I do not like
It's
it.
so fucking
And you
shiny.
said
I mean, it is gaudy, Protus. It's God.
it's
you know,
it's
the
gaudy,
God
and like
armor
whenever
of
it's
God.
on camera,
it's
like
craziness.
it's so shiny that like light is blasting off of it constantly. Like it's crazy.
It's
Yeah.
it's pretty fucking
It like
awful. I don't know what
it
the
like
idea
dims
was.
it dims other things around him. Like he really does like it's like that effect you see in anime when they want to like show like something bright, they just make everything really dark. That's literally what it looked like.
Yeah, they only
Yeah.
do that because
Yeah.
of safety reasons. But yeah,
I kind of like, so the first episode we watched of it, Bibleman looks like he gets kind of a read. Like the original Bibleman has this more kind of simple, almost like
it's kind of good.
like
It's kind
Batman
of
looking
okay.
mask.
Yeah.
The
I
mask
actually do
looks
kind of
great.
dig it. But every time I look at him, all I can think of is this character.
Oh my god, it's like
Monkey.
monkey.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has the monkey M on his forehead.
and you said
It is very
you
funny
said
that it's just
Venture
the
Bros parodied their like suit up scene from Bibleman Adventures.
Because there's an episode in Venture Bros where the character of Shirley and I think Sky Pilot were like clearly gay, but they were apparently very Christian because they were undercover, and they put on their like God armor and they have to like say all the words just like the scene was where they're getting their fucking armor.
Waistbelt of truth. Breastplate of righteousness. Shoes of peace.
Activate boots of the gospel. Initiate loin-girding codpiece of truth.
Is this gonna take long? Oh, ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of God, ye might receive the promise.
Engage breastplate of righteousness.
I mean, it just feels like that's where they got it from, you know.
I believe it.
Just, I mean, I wouldn't be fucking I wouldn't be surprised because they like reference stuff like every other minute in
Yeah.
that show, you know.
Oh, another thing to mention too, there's so much lore behind this character. He has the armor of God. That is like a very important thing. Like there's a fucking Wikipedia page for the idea of like the armor of God, and it's like it makes it seem like it's bestowed upon him rather than something that he made himself.
His lightsaber is called like the Sword of Spirit.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we
yeah.
didn't talk about this in the beginning. It's just Bible Girl and Cypher, and the old Bibleman has retired. So.
Yeah.
So they get a call from like a shadowy organization. I don't remember what it was called.
So they just say it's like a board, but then the man that
Yeah.
calls him is the HHIC,
Yeah.
which I predicted correctly was the head honcho in charge.
Yeah, it's a board of
And
like
it is an
several
anonymous
members.
board.
Yeah,
They're like
It's an
they're
anonymous
like the-
board that he then proceeds to like list all the members.
well, he lists like he does like a little first night of Christmas reference. He lists like seven janitors. That's the only one I remember. Like there's like physicists and scientists and
like 2 physicists, 4
Yeah.
pastors. It was like a whole bit.
and a partridge in a pear tree.
It's funny how like all the like besides the kid characters or like Bibleman, every other character is like incredibly silly in the way they talk,
Yeah.
or just saying like really weird jokes. You know, I don't think any of the jokes really fucking land.
so the board has
you know?
has like decided that this piece of shit wannabe cop guy who's a Toys R Us security guard.
Toys R Us security guard.
Yes.
His name is Josh.
He's gonna be the next
Carpenter.
Bible man,
JC.
and you would
Jesus
think
Christ.
that a Cypher, the black guy, would be like, all right, well, why can't I be the next Bible man? But he doesn't question it because he knows
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
his
like-
place.
That's the
He
obvious.
knows, yeah.
That's the obvious dilemma, you know. Like that's like where like why couldn't like, because I thought with it opening with Cypher like stopping those guys, I thought it was to show like, oh yeah, Cypher is capable. He
He is capable. He defeats Wacky Protester in the thing.
He does.
Kinda.
By by styling on
He
him,
kind of lets
no
him go
less.
though.
See, okay, I'm gonna rewrite the episode. So because you know how Cypher accidentally kills that guy, what if like that's the thing stopping him? Like the board is all like,
Oh,
no,
you're too
reckless,
renegade,
Cypher.
yeah.
You killed 2 men.
It's fucking Clint Eastwood, but with like religion.
We need a squeaky clean guy to be Bible
Cypher.
Man. You're like just say you don't have universal appeal. Let's just
Cypher's
say
no
that.
longer going to heaven because he committed a murder.
Yeah.
No,
my
he's holy. He's got holy jurisdiction.
Oh my god. I love the idea of like a Christian-focused Clint Eastwood cop drama.
So we were talking about this a little bit.
Yeah, it's called Dirty Harry.
We were talking about this a little bit while watching this. Like, so are we to believe that the Christian people of this universe just believe that Bibleman and crew are bestowed with like some sort of holy jurisdiction that allows them to do what they're doing? Cause like he's got holy armor and shit. So like, where does this place him in the church? You know, like, what is his station?
He's like a cop. He's like a super cop almost, right?
Conversely, this makes like every like reverend and priest like a total like pussy, also bad. Like they are just neglecting their duty of protecting children by not fighting evil like Bibleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, those fat fucks.
And also, Bibleman's villains don't seem to be inherently human. They're more like
they're kind of from hell,
concepts.
probably. That's probably what.
Yeah, they're probably the fucking demons. I know that in the bio for Primordius Jewel, it states that he's like a demon. Right?
Yeah, Lucy says at one point that if you go to the church and your skin is like blue, or it's like blue purple, then like they're gonna think you're an alien.
Think he's like a freak.
So he's gotta put on a disguise.
Oh god.
So apparently the armor of God is like an actual thing in the Bible. It's in Ephesians 6:10 to 18, and it's like listed out. They like list out the parts of it, like the belt of absolute truth, the breastplate of righteousness.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
They actually make references to this when they're suiting up, because I remember they said something about his greaves, or like the boots of peace or something, which is what this says.
Boots of peace that he uses to stomp out motherfuckers' teeth.
Yeah, so
And the sword of the Spirit, yeah, which is the word of God.
So they go in there, Bibleman and Bible Girl jump into the dimension to rescue those kids.
Cypher distracts Wacky
Yeah,
Protester.
Cypher his job is to battle Wacky Protest on the outside. And he does it by dancing, like a little dance and sing number. Pretty good song. Pretty good singing from Cypher.
They have a duet.
Probably
they have
the
a
best.
duet.
Yeah.
I wonder if every villain in the show gets like
It's
a
a good like Steven Universe moment, you know.
This is when we learn that Cypher is actually two characters fused together.
Yeah.
And those characters are Cain and Abel.
That's not true.
Cypher does change his name. I mean, Wacky Protest is like his dead name, right?
Yeah.
His new name is like Rotten
Guy.
Rotengi.
Rotengi.
It's just spelled a rotten guy.
Yeah, that's his new fucking name.
But so I feel like one of the problems is this episode is like 20 minutes too long. Like the novelty of the world without God could have just been shown. Like we spent a lot of time there where it's just characters standing in front of a green screen, just stepping around, doing the same actions over and over again.
I think this one
lose the punch.
Was just as good. Like it was like perfectly paced. Perfectly.
No,
it was well paced.
I feel like the villains get the most screen time.
For good reason.
And these
Josh Carpenter, aka New Bibleman, hardly has any speaking lines. It's very weird.
Yeah, he doesn't have like a personality.
The way he's introduced, he's literally standing in the background while Bible Girl and Cypher have a conversation. It's very strange.
He's just white man.
He's like the U.S. agent in Cap. He's like.
I was gonna make that.
He's like the soldier guy from any like. I
was about to say
game.
Captain Falcon.
Just like the main character guy.
Just the main guy. He's Chrono.
Oh my god. What else fucking happened? Not gonna lie, these episodes of Bibleman really touch the soul out of me.
Yeah.
I feel my spirit like.
But
right.
Cheesy,
we shouldn't have watched
two
of them. We should
without
have just
sin.
watched the one.
Cheesy, didn't you do the prayer at the end? Didn't you do the prayer with them at the end?
We did the
I did the prayer at the end, and that's probably like was like the nail in the coffin.
It did psychic damage to you.
It did, like all my life. Oh god, did I ever? I'm fine admitting this on this podcast, but my parents are very religious. They're very Catholic, right? Yeah. So I grew up constantly going to the fucking church. I would go to church on fucking Friday. I mean, I was forced to, right? And I was like the edgy atheist kid in the Catholic youth group. It was pretty awesome. That being said, I would purposely, like, in the back of my head, I told myself, once I become 18, I'm never coming to church ever again. So you know what I did? I purposely never learned anyone's name at church. Like none of my parents' like friends, I don't know their names. I don't know the names of their kids either. And I technically played a lot of games with them, but I never learned
pick
their
up
names.
atheists.
Oh, you know, if we're talking about stories relating to Christianity,
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go round robin
Yeah, sure.
on
I too,
religious
What?
experiences.
am from a Catholic family,
Yeah.
but thankfully
Same.
My
Irish Catholic.
Yeah, Irish Catholic as well. And my grandparents were super religious, but my mom never made me do any of like the what's it called, like CCD, I think. It's like Sunday school, basically, kind of thing. All
Yeah.
my friends had to do it, and I was always like, because it's like a lot of stupid homework and bullshit.
Oh, I got out of that
Yep.
shit by... Alright, so I did go to, like, Catholic middle school, which is its own can of worms. The Monsignor got ousted from it because he got canceled. This is the first time I ever witnessed anybody getting canceled. It was like they were, like, celebrating, like, 40 years for this guy. And then, like, somebody, like all over, like, the town. And then somebody wrote in, like, yeah, he touched me and my friend when we were, like, 17. So that guy got the axe, and then I had to learn that people touch kids in the fucking church.
I can't even fucking imagine.
Another victim of cancel culture.
I know.
Just
He
'cause was a
fucking
PO.
baptized my sister, and we still have his fucking picture. And I'm like, do you want that up there? Like,
Yeah, I would.
but that's not what I wanted to say. So, like, they wanted, my folks wanted me to get confirmed in the Catholic faith, and I was, like, moody and, like, 13 or 14 at the time, and I was all like, if God is, like, all-knowing and, like, all-forgiving, then, like, why would I need to be confirmed? Shouldn't he just love me by default?
Yeah.
And they didn't have anything to say to that.
It doesn't make.
I just,
Why
like,
do you have to be
got
baptized? Why do you need to be confirmed?
Yeah.
And then Bibleman would have showed up and given like a Bible verse,
Oh,
like,
no.
"Oh, but you gotta have faith, Kazoo. That's it.
No.
Don't think about it, just do it.
What you
Just
believe,
believe
it's
it.
true.
Ew.
Just shut off your
Shut
brain.
off your brain,
Shut off your brain.
Turn your brain off.
Yeah.
Turn your brain off, bro.
I too was like a very like rampant atheist once I got into like middle school, high school, which
Yeah.
is honestly based, and I'm happy about it. But I'm not as like annoying about it as I was. But
Yeah.
in my senior year, one of my friends was this girl who was so religious, and she actively
Aw.
tried to convert me. So this is kind of a funny story. I don't know if I've ever told it before. She's like, I'm doing a performance. So I was in a guitar class with her. So I was like, oh, she's going to do like a guitar recital at her whatever church group. So she invited me, and so me, an atheist, a Muslim girl who was also one of her friends,
Wow.
and my girlfriend at the time, who was also, I think she was like agnostic, whatever. So she basically was trying to convert us. So we go, and it was, I swear to God, 2 fucking hours long of just terrible church skits and songs. And then she comes out at the end, and she does a stupid dance with her friends. I was like, you're not even gonna fucking play guitar? You're just gonna do a dumb Christian dance? And then
God, what a
at the
lame
very
bitch.
end of the
So
night,
lame
the
bitch.
pastor's wife like approached me. She must have told her to like seek me out. She like grabbed my shoulders, looked me deep in the eyes, and she was like, sometimes we stray a little far from God, but it's never too late to go back. I was just like terrified. My fucking ex ditched me. She just like walked away and let me get attacked by this crazy lady.
Meet me behind the pews after
That
the
was part of
service.
fucking
Yeah.
plan.
Me behind the pews, fucking tough guy. You think you don't believe in fucking God?
It was really
Meet me
funny.
behind the fucking pews.
Yeah. So-
She's since
Oh my
still a
God.
crazy religious girl.
So one thing we're always remarking on watching this is like Bibleman's Lair. He's like a scientist weirdo. So like Bibleman's Lair has all sorts of
Yeah.
like scientific bullshit, like plasma balls and shit in it, and they're always like doing like, oh, you know, we're look at the molecular structure of the thing, and it's like
Yeah.
this is weird.
It's just like a fucking...
Yeah, when you consider
yeah.
like how anti-science a lot of like crazy Christian people are, and it just reminded me like I literally had to like I was arguing like in college I was like friends with a couple Christian guys who tried to get me into their fucking dumbass group because one of my roommates was a Christian or whatever, or wanted to be a Christian. They weren't even raised Christian. They were just like they're just like loser. Like they weren't
The ultimate
they weren't
cuckoldry.
raised super
Oh.
Christian. They were just he just got into college, and then they were like, yeah, I want to fucking be Christians.
Damn, that happened to one of my friends. He's like a
Right,
racist
so
now.
like I go to these things, and I'm friends with like one of the guys in this thing, and I like have argued with these people multiple times about evolution or whatever. I had to argue with this one guy that just claimed, or two guys actually, that claimed electrons were not real. Like, they didn't believe atoms were real. And I was like, so it's weird watching the Bibleman, and he's always like, oh yeah, we're looking at the molecular structure of this, and it's like all this science stuff. It's like, this feels very different from my experience with Christian people.
Yeah.
I think I think it's just there to kind of validate.
Yeah. It's
like,
to show that he's
they already,
smart.
like, believe.
Yeah. You can be a scientist as long as you're religious.
Yeah, you can't really teach
Then you know
children
you're really
that
smart.
young to be like, yeah, don't
Yeah.
believe all the shit you're learning in school right now. Or even, I guess they probably wouldn't even want to do that. The people who make this don't seem to be like the super evangelical type.
They're not like the
Yeah.
they're not the fundamentalist
They're not the
weirdos.
Super Evangelion.
the evil
type.
kind.
Yeah.
The super evil kind.
Evangelion.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's
Religion's
Could you
fucking
imagine if like the
funny.
Westboro Baptist Church made this?
Oh my god.
They
probably do have
oh my
something
God.
like this.
I don't.
Yeah.
I wonder who is this? I guess this is like for Christians.
Oh, definitely.
It's like Veggie
This
Tales.
is the kind of thing.
It feels so.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing that like you would show kids in Sunday school if they had like an extra hour or whatever. Like
Yeah.
if you were just trying to like buy
Yeah.
time, you just pop this for the kids. It's religion.
Yeah.
It's religious based.
I don't remember much of VeggieTales, but I swear VeggieTales was more nuanced than Bibleman.
Do you guys remember seeing this like this cartoon about like this buffalo who would like read stories to people? It was on like network TV. It wasn't on some like weird Christian channel.
Network?
It was on like it must have been on PBS or something, but I swear
No
it had
idea.
like Bible
Are
stories.
you sure you're not thinking of like Read Between the
Oh.
Lines or some shit?
No, it's not Read Between the Lines. It's all 2D.
Did you say read between the lions?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that's that one
Yes.
thing.
Between the lines, yeah. The
What the
PBS
fuck? I've
show.
never seen
You guys-
this.
Good ass show.
Yeah,
Have you guys
let me
seen-
get it. Let me get
Have
it.
you guys seen this? Have you guys seen this chart for the Bibleman villain?
Baroness,
from the
kinda
animated
hot.
series? Baroness might be new waifu.
Baroness? She's kind of like that new Pokemon gym leader. I say new, but it's not that new.
Adventures from the Book of Virtues.
Ronin
it was
of
on
Wrong.
PBS Kids.
Ronin of Wrong, yeah.
All right.
I like how all these villains have like wacky weapons, but the Master of Mean just has missiles.
The Ronin
Alright.
of Wrong's favorite weapon is dual wakizashi light swords.
Yeah, they're like his equivalents to Bibleman Spirit Saber.
All right. Yeah, this fucking shit was on PBS. I knew it wasn't crazy. It's called Adventures from the Book of Virtues. Let me get a screenshot.
Hold
of it for you
on.
guys.
I just want to say,
Yeah,
Crusher's goal, destroy kids' faith through violence.
How would he do that? Would he like
I
destroy
really
like
want to know
Christian
how you do
iconography?
that.
I love that it says what proverb just defeated them. You have to include a picture of this in the show notes.
Master of means
Yeah, I
is
will.
spread meanness through words and actions.
I like Mayor and Maybe.
Wow, I've never seen this, Kazoo.
The gospel of Jesus
The
Christ.
Book of Virtues.
It was, when I didn't have cable for like a long ass while, I remember this.
The bison
being
looks
like
so
a thing.
sinister.
Yeah,
He looks
this
like
looks
a
like a
villain.
deep
Never
show.
heard of this. Oh my god. Yeah.
Speaking of, I think I texted this to Cheesy kind of recently, but speaking of VeggieTales, I never watched it as a kid, but I came to the realization recently that the two main ones, the cucumber and the tomato, they're not even fucking vegetables. That's fruit.
Yeah.
Both of them are fruit, and I'm so mad. I'm very angry about this.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna bring up the point that like none of the characters from VeggieTales are allowed in the kingdom of heaven.
Oh, well, that's part of it, too. I love that.
Vegetables don't go to heaven.
Anti-scientific.
I think about that all the time,
vegetables
Cheesy.
don't go to heaven. They're like who said that line? Was it one of the creators or something? Like
Yeah, it's like part of the show
Yeah, like-
Bible, basically. It's like the characters never talk about their own salvation. They always say you and your, referring to the audience.
they're like servants of God. They're angels in vegetable form, if you will.
Yeah.
Oh God.
This is a furry
Anyway,
awakening show,
Bible-
Kazoo. This is definitely.
Anyway,
Yes.
Bibleman, he's
He's
like, I don't
fucking
know
lame, but he's
what to
also
say about
epic.
him.
He's
at
like
the
a
same time.
regular bison. He just sits and he moves
Yeah,
around
he
like
just
a person.
stands up. It had more than just Bible stuff, but it did have Bible stuff. I distinctly remember Bible stuff.
Book of Bison.
I wouldn't be surprised. The book of virtues just sounds like a code word for Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on PBS. I remember this much.
PBS was like, don't go too hard with that
That's-
Christianity, you know.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch the Funkland episode about this show.
What is it with that guy in PBS? Is that just his niche now?
Is that all
or-
after he ran out of
I
amusement
get,
parks?
like-
This is all he could do, just talk about shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Funk TV
Hey,
shows.
his Bing Comfy Couch one was fucking awesome. I love that.
Oh, I gotta watch that. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
good. I like
Yeah.
some of it. Some of
No,
it, like
his videos are so good.
his videos are really good, but like the decision to like only look at PBS stuff kind of like weirds me out in a way.
No, I think he looks at Disney shows.
It's just
too.
what he grew up with, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's probably.
I mean, he did a whole series talking about Jim Henson, which was really good, actually.
Yeah, the Muppet Show is so good.
All right.
Yep.
As much as I love.
Do you think there's ever been religious Muppet?
Yes.
Of course there has. What the fuck am I
Yeah,
saying?
didn't they do a Christmas
They
Carol?
do Christmas. Yeah. Well, Christmas Carol never explicitly references.
No,
God,
it doesn't.
By Muppets, I don't.
But it
I don't
references Christmas,
specifically-
which is
Puppets.
very
yeah,
good.
this is
does.
probably a puppet Christian show.
And
I don't. Yeah, just like something a puppet Christmas show in the style.
Tiny,
of, like,
Tiny
the
Tim literally
Muppets
says,
and
"God
not,
bless us, everyone."
Oh,
Fuck
wait.
up.
Yeah.
oh wait, there is like a Christian puppet show, right?
Well, I would assume there would be because like
probably a
puppet shows
couple
are
of
big in
them.
the 50s. Yeah, but they probably all look like shit. I'm wondering if there's
I
any
mean,
that look like the
the-
Muppets.
I think. No, not Davy and Goliath. That's like stuff.
Yeah, that's the moral or
All right.
shit.
God, I
I
fucking love.
think we
Moral.
got it in the
Yeah.
bag.
I think there isn't much to say about Bible. We didn't really do. We kind of just winged. We kind of just saw it and gave our bland
Yeah.
takes. Not our bland takes, but I mean our fucking just what we saw
Yeah.
was presented to us.
As far
Bible
as
Man
like Christian
is-
thingy for kids go, this is pretty good, I would say.
Well, we had to counter
so?
our Devilman cast from
Alright.
last
Yeah.
time.
I think it's terrible for
No,
kids.
I mean
And not
like
just-
if you're gonna if
not
like a
ju-
kid is gonna be forced to
just
watch some
because I'm
Christian
like-
bullshit, I'd rather watch this over anything else.
I don't know. I'd rather just watch Power Rangers.
Well, that's not a
to be
Christian
honest.
show,
Really good.
dummy.
Christian.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Like maybe if Bible. Maybe if Bible Man had like a. match
Yeah,
or
of course you would want to watch
don't
something
know.
good over this, but I'm saying if you're forced to watch
Yeah.
Christian shit, I would choose Bible Man.
something. Oh God, I would
You would.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
That's
saw
bad.
this. I saw this at a
I would.
thrift fair, and I bought it because I saw it because I was like, Bible Man.
I
That was a
I
good
think-
call.
I need to make the edgy reboot of Bible.
The Bible Man. All right.
Oh,
give
wait,
us-
okay,
give
wait,
us
I have
your,
one last-
Give us your lead
Let's
line.
not do a
And then
whole,
I have
let's
one
not hold
last
to a
question
full
after
fan fiction. But go ahead.
I have a fun topic that we can end this on
Okay.
as well.
All right.
So, if you had to create, I'll go first. If you had to create your own Bibleman villain, who would it be? I would create
that's a good question.
Apocrypha, who is like a kind of negative Bible man, and he's based off all the verses that were left
All
out
the
of the
cool
Bible.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
Oh
got
my
like
God,
the
that's
reverse
pretty good.
color scheme, and he's like sinister and evil.
And he
that's
like
good.
summons like
I-
quote unquote biblically accurate angels.
Oh my
Doesn't mean
god!
that shit's
I-
real. Actually, it's not actually.
I wanna. Oh man, I my villain would be the know-it-all, and he would like constantly disprove like things that are in the Bible. like,
actually.
how old? Actually, there's no way the Earth could be that old. It's actually way older than that. And then the kids are like, well, he's right. Oh my God, he's right. But how can it be? Is the Bible wrong? And Bible Man's like, no, just believe in God. It's fine, bro.
Yeah.
Just turn off your brain, bro.
So, what I would do is I would make it the Coveter, and he's like a collector, Toy Man style villain, where he just like sees things he wants and he covets them, and he teaches kids how to covet, and he collects them in like all these like little glass jars and stuff, just like his neighbor's wife,
hot glue.
some
Hot glue
donkeys.
jar.
Yeah. Just he becomes the hot glue demon.
I would do like the queer captor or something like that. That like his whole thing is to turn kids some form of queer.
Oh wait,
It's
what
permanent.
Okay,
It's
no,
a permanent
the
effect too.
The alphabet people.
Oh yeah, the alphabet gang, the alphabet league or something like
Yeah,
that.
the
and then
alphabet
they
gang.
show up and they
Yeah.
and every time they show up, there's like
my
more. There's
God.
more of them because there's new.
It's like a Guinea Force kind of thing. They do like a big group
Yeah,
of-
and every time they show up, there's like a new letter added, so they're just constantly growing.
You know, be really funny. What if they're just not queer coded?
Yeah.
all the other villains are queer coded, but the alphabet people just aren't. Quote,
It's just like, what's
queer-coded.
up, gay? Nothing much.
What's up, gay?
They go up to children and they'll be like, you could be anything you want, any alphabet you want to be. Any letter in the alphabet is yours.
And if anybody ever tells you otherwise,
I just want to see
well,
like
they're
wrong.
like this like these
fun.
like bunch of guys in like suits and helmets running around being like, you know, it kind of sucks that you're forced under all these strict gender rules, right? You know, don't you want to like break loose and do whatever you want?
Don't you want to curse God for trapping you in your body?
hideous form.
And then there'll be the one episode where they
Oh,
team up
God.
with Bibleman when the maps show up.
Oh my God, no!
I-
No. The Bible Man will be on the
want
side of the map.
I want Bible Man to have like a Catwoman character.
Yeah,
or
Bible Girl.
something,
like a slightly
No.
slightly
Ooh, trad
like a
wife.
heathen
be
like a
like-
heathen
it'd
girl
be-
or some shit.
She could be like Jewish or something.
Or-
Like
Yeah. She could be like
Jewish.
Jewish.
Miss Rayleigh.
Israeli.
There'd be a Joker girl.
And he loves her, even though she's not Christian. He loves her.
Darn
He's
you.
fine.
I do love
We're
you,
on the-
but I need you to convert to my faith.
They're just trying to get each other to convert. Like they're trying to convert each other, and it's like a constant
It's like
struggle.
a will they,
Oh
won't
my
they, but
God,
with
yeah.
religion.
Oh my God, that's so good.
This is unironically
God, they
great.
should make me.
Yeah.
We should write
one.
like the Bible Man.
We should
comic.
do
Yeah,
it.
fuck it. Let's do it. We can make a zine out of it or something.
Yeah, we'll do the Kickstarter for the Bible Man.
That would be
See what they're gonna
unironically
do.
Yeah.
really good.
I love Miss Rayleigh. Miss Rayleigh is
Miss
a
Rayleigh
fucking
is
great character.
Miss
good.
Rayleigh
You pulled
is
that
pretty
out
good,
so
yeah.
quickly.
Miss Riley. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yes.
All right, and then,
So-
dear viewer, please, in the comments below, tell us what your fake Bible Man villain would be.
Also, do you like Bible
Yeah.
Man? Tell
I-
us a bit.
Yeah, tell us
It
about
tells-
your
yeah, it tells-
embarrassing stories when your mom made you go to church and you just wanted to cut her head off. Like the
All right.
bitch she is.
So that's our episode.
that's the end of this unofficial Tokucast. We did it. We did devil.
We slayed God. We did it. All right.
We slayed him. He's gone.
We slayed the devil. We slayed God. We're kind of like Spawn.
Yeah.
In a
All
way.
right. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
No.
That's it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Spawn.
All right, wait. Everyone,
It's in the
plug your
description. I
stuff
don't give a
before we go.
fuck.
Yeah, just fucking go.
Okay, I was Cheesymanfredo. Read Villainverse.
Sporktown Heroine. Yeah.
Kazoo Choo, yeah.
King
baby.
Protus, I do JoJo podcast. Check the description.
And the next episode will be
Yeah,
I don't fucking know.
We should go back to our roots. We should do like a Godzilla or something.
Would
We
love it.
gotta do something Japanese.
Zayram.
Like we've done
Zayram
too much
next.
American. That would be interesting.
Zeram?
I'm kind of holding off on doing that one because it's not actually that entertaining, but it is cool in concept.
All right, we'll find out what we watch
okay.
next time on the Unofficial Tokucast.
Outro theme.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Praise him.
Bye.
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 Alright, I'm gonna stop recording.
I'm stopping